Hi, I'm Alan Lang, Director of Sales and Marketing for Scout Boats. I'm standing on the all-new 281X Signature Series. We're going to build 3 of these per year. This is number 1. Just like our 281, it has the same features that boat has, except for it's loaded with a ton of standard features. Starting up here in the bow, I've got a large casting deck, and then in the very forward part of the bow, I've got an anchor storage box with a standard Lumar anchor and windlass, foot pedals here, and also controls back at the dash. Moving back just a little bit, I've got a hatch here that opens up and storage that spans all the way across from the port side to the starboard side of the bow. Lots of storage in there and access to my anchor rod and chain. Cushions all the way around, cup holder, rod holders up front, and then moving back, I've got storage underneath both sides, the port and starboard, with built-in backrests. And then the lounge cooler here and seat lifts up, gives me tons of storage in here, and you can see that exposed carbon fiber. So this is molded in a way, when you sit down, it kind of contours to your body and really sets you back in the seat to give you comfort and also safety, so you're not going to go anywhere if you get into a little bit rougher seas. So I really wanted to point out this upholstery package. You'll see the diamond stitching, really sporty look, two-tone gray, the textures are different. You can only get this package on the 281XS Signature Series. And then one other thing that's really pretty about this boat is the exposed carbon fiber you see here on the T-top structure as well. Moving back, I've got a pad here for keys, wallets, that sort of thing. Cup holders, large console access door with, again, exposed carbon fiber. Inside the console, we've got a large head area and storage. You've got your battery switches, breaker panel, fusion controls, an area for your Garmin GPS map chips, and access to the back of the console. Bolsters at midship going all the way back to the stern. Got a beautiful helm here with a large 24-inch Garmin screen, carbon fiber wheel, 2 scan strut phone chargers on either side, controls for my jack plate, the zip wake, of course your binnacle controls, cup holders, footrest, and above I've got the Mercury vessel view gauge, switch panel, and then power pole controls. VHF radio on top of the console. We've got a Ritchie compass. This boat comes standard with the JL audio upgrade with subwoofer and 2 amps. Very nice ergonomic leaning post here. These seats will fold down to make a nice seat, or I can fold them back to lean up against it. Of course, armrests on either side. And on the port side, I've got tackle storage. And then on the starboard side, I've got room for tools, knives, pliers, etc. Fender pros on both sides. And you can see this also comes with the Midnight Edition, where everything's powder coated black. Underside of the hardtop's black. Really sets this boat off. The back side of the bait well leaning post is black, as is the transom, and you'll notice on the transom too, on the starboard side, each 3 of these boats will be signed by our CEO and founder, Steve Potts. Some of the other features you'll see on the back side of this leaning post, again, it's black, tied in with the rest of the color combination scheme of this boat. Large bait well with a clear glass view. You've got raw and freshwater hose reels that come out. I've got a Yeti cooler underneath, blackish gray. It's got a lever that I can pull. It allows that cooler to slide out. Now, one of the most beautiful features you'll see about this boat is the upper station. There's a ladder back here that goes through the hardtop that it can easily open up. That'll take you up to the upper station. So up here at the second station, I've got several things. I've got a nice carbon fiber Edson wheel, tilt helm, got a horn. I've got jack plate controls, power pole controls, zip wakes, binnacle, cup holder. I can drive the boat from up here, or I can transfer it back down to the helm. Now, one thing that is really unique about this second station is I can still have 2 people down below standing at the helm, and they're not having to stare at the back of my legs while I'm driving the boat. You really won't see that on any other upper stations on these bay boats, just Scout. Some people ask, how does it feel up here? One, the vantage point's incredible. The pad I'm standing on is very sturdy. I'm locked in by this bolster cushion that goes around, and I've got these heavy-duty rails on either side for support if I need them. You are able to get 2 people up here if you want. Our captain was driving the boat yesterday with his wife and had a great time up here, enough room. It's not specifically designed for that, but you can easily get 2 people up here. So I'm very sturdy. I feel very safe up here. Great vantage point. And again, one of the other advantages of having this thing back just a little bit instead of on top of the console is if I get into rougher seas, my center of gravity is back and I'm riding a little bit more comfortably than I would up in the forward part of the boat. So this second station on this 281 XS is something you'll really never see anywhere else. Moving back, I've got tackle drawers on either side, port and starboard, of these steps that allow me to come up to the rear casting deck. So this rear casting deck also very easily converts to seating with a really tall backrest that hit me right about the shoulders. So I feel safe back here. If I've got kids riding in the boat, they're safe. And again, it can easily be folded down to a casting deck to make it easy for fishing. On both the port and starboard side, I've got bait wells painted crystal blue to keep your bait happy. And then on this particular boat, or all 281s, we've got dedicated fender storage for 4 fenders. Underneath this aft seat, you see we have access to the bilge, 2 buckets, and plenty of room to get down there and work on anything you need to work on. If you're a bigger guy, it's just removing a few screws, and this entire panel comes out to give you a lot more room if you needed to. Moving back to the stern, I've got 4 rod holders, 2 on each side, handles to step up, and then a telescoping swim ladder that pops out of the port side transom. Thanks for touring the 281X Signature Edition, and check us out at scoutboats.com.